All right, so I have the pleasure of introducing Dr. Gary Deutchman, who practices in Manhattan, as well as overseas in Dubai, Saudi Arabia. The man practices all over. He's amazing. I think he has licenses in countless states. So he's got a list of titles that I want to tell you about because he is another one who is a passionate chiropractor. I personally love Dr. Deutchman. I have had the pleasure of working with he and Dr. Lamontia here recently with the scoliosis systems, so some of you have heard me talk about that. So he's co-founder of Scoliosis Systems, which is now being called ScoliFit. He's the president of the Association de Chiropractic in the Dominican Republic, so he's got a practice there. He's also the VP of Wellness for All Foundation and the president of Scoliosis Care Foundation, co-founder of ScoliFit. So does a lot for the profession all over the world, of course, as well here in the States. So I want to welcome Dr. Gary Deutchman.
Thank you. I think you said hit the big button first, right? Big button. Okay, there's my card. So I'm actually speaking on behalf of Digital X-ray. You say, well, why do I do digital X-ray? Why? Sounds like I'm a little busy. Basically, my passion is to serve people, to help people. In Haiti right now, we just opened up an orphanage. I'll be there on Monday. That's why I won't be here on Sunday because we're finishing up. We already moved the kids in. We built a church and a school there in Haiti. And in the Dominican, we have 4 chiropractic offices. And this company, when I decided to change over our office, me and Mark, they were the ones that we worked with. I actually introduced them to the company that made the sensor. I went to Japan with them, but that's another story. But they've been very generous. When we were opening up these centers in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, they donated the sensors to us. So they gave us so far about $100,000 worth of X-ray sensors. We don't advertise that we're distributors. Basically, the upper cervical world, I'm a Atlas orthogonal doctor in New York, and we work very closely with the Pierces for years. So I'm still involved with it. I was a carpenter, a builder, a welder in my previous life before I became a chiropractor. I'm a chiropractor 32 years, and I still like to get my hands dirty. So basically, I still make myself available. I have a great relationship with this company, so I get great prices, and I share that with my doctors. There's at least 3 of them in here right now that I've worked with. One of them has a picture in here. He'll be happy to see. Let's see. So the company has come out with, they were known for the original Onyx Rad software that Stan talked about that was developed many years ago, that had tools in there for chiropractors, special tools for many techniques, and probably more tools than any software out there by far. And then over the years, in that time they were selling CR systems with Kodak, Carestream, CR systems, and that was the Onyx Rad. Then they evolved into the DR systems by taking the Naomi panels from Japan, but then modifying and using their own software, because the Naomi software wasn't so great. So they made their own software called Opal Rad. So what's happened over the years now they're phasing away from them, but they have a whole line of cesium panels. Now cesium is the best. The cesium is the hospital grade. The images are crisp, they're nice, and they come into different forms. So here we have a cassette, a digital cassette that actually fits into your current Bucky, okay? And it could be either tethered or Bluetooth. And basically, the reason you would have something that fits in, well, first of all, you don't have to install a new cabinet or anything, but you could take it out. If you wanted to do an extremity, you could take it out, put it on a table, turn the tube around. If there was another reason you wanted to take an x-ray, it's easy to do. But so these two are both cesium panels. One comes in a fixed cabinet. Let me just show you some other pictures. This is like in a process. This is an office that I converted. I don't know whose office this is, but it's some upper cervical doctor. And sometimes we would have to modify, like this bracket here. This I had made. So I designed this and made this so I could retrofit different machines and make it solid. This is solid aluminum, basically. So it's light, but it's very, very strong. And here you can see head clamps on here. This was in the process. This is, there's a device to make sure our head clamps are centered right. You know, you like to have things in alignment, especially when you're doing atlas work, because we're measuring, you know, little bits. And this is Dr. Loy's office, where he is. I was there in West Hartford on Tuesday. I drove up there. He wanted to have a tilting Bucky, because he's an associate in office that is embracing him in a big way to support him in doing Epic. So he's getting a table. He's getting, we upgraded the digital. They had digital already, so they didn't need a new sensor. But they needed the Epic software, which is now available in our program. So Epic worked with James, mainly, I'm sure, right? James, he's the computer geek here. James, I helped get them started because of my relationship with them, and then James took off with them and they redesigned and changed the tools. So there's another set of tools in the software, in the new version of the software called Epic, which is great. So we took a workstation, basically, mini PACS it's called, where I connected their system to push the images into our system. So when he takes an x-ray, it goes into our system, then the whole office is wired into our system. So they could all use the tools. They could all get the x-rays. And it's the most user-friendly software I've ever used. Dr. Lamantia and I have about 20 satellite locations where we do our Scully Fit program, and then you'll hear about that. But we're in many different offices that have different kinds of x-ray machines, different kinds of software. Clearly, 2020 has the easiest user-friendly software. How long, Doc, did it take me to teach you how to use some of those tools?
20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, and the doctor that he works for was thinking I have to come back for a second day of training. I said, no, it doesn't take that long. I'll be in and out of there. It'll take me a couple hours to put it in, and then it'll take me another hour to teach them. I actually did spend the whole day there because there was more involved with this metal work. But we put this beautiful tilting piece on here, and I was able to put the head clamps on there. And let's see, I think we have a nice picture of him. There we go. So basically, we have different systems. That's the retrofit to their system, but I guess I didn't have that other slide. There was one slide I wanted to show you, which was, I think go back a little bit. Let's see. There's a, this is a straight arm, sometimes you call them C-arms, but they're really called straight arms. And we have a straight arm combination with the cesium panel, and just so you have an idea, price range for the new doctors. Installed, complete, $40,000. Okay, so that's cesium, straight arm, and a nice straight arm. It's motorized for focal length. You could put it out if you want. You could change it. Typically, the digital sensor, the cesium upgrade, is $21,000. Okay, just so you have an idea what it costs to convert from what you have. And it doesn't matter what x-ray machine you have. I've installed these on some of the oldest x-ray machines. As long as it's putting out an image, we'll capture it. You know, as long as it's putting out the x-ray beam, we'll capture that light and be able to process it. And so it's amazing what you get even out of old machines. So very often, new practices, there's a lot of used machines out there that you could get for nothing. I mean, basically nothing, or even a high-frequency machine, like a used HCMI or Bennett machine for $5,000 or $6,000, right? Which is a high-frequency machine. You couple that with a sensor, you got a beautiful X-ray room that'll last you your whole life. So basically, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I could talk for hours. That's why Stan's coming up here. He knows how I can talk. Oh, but part of one last thing. So part of why I do all this is because money from the work we do with this, a portion of that does go to the projects that I'm doing in Haiti. Feeding children, building these buildings. I actually just set up another X-ray facility in Cape Haitian, which is a crazy city. It's nothing like you'd ever imagine, but I got a donation from them of a sensor. We bought the computer part, but at a great break in the price. And we got a donation of a high-frequency digital machine, which we shipped there by boat to Haiti. I installed it all, and this weekend it's getting tweaked, and then we'll be like one of the only digital X-ray offices in the whole city there. And the only reason I'm doing all that is I don't like going there, because it's so hard to raise money for nonprofits, and that's not what I do. So I'm figuring this thing is going to generate maybe $500 a week, because a full set of X-rays there is like $20. But it'll generate enough money to help pay what it costs to feed and do the other things. So that's the motivation why I do all this. Yes, question. Sorry.
Did you say a retrofit for a CR is $20,000?
Retrofit on any machine.
Okay.
I will, if I need to get a bracket, you may have to pay a little bit extra for a bracket, a couple $100. It depends what the machine is, if I could use what you have or not. Now with the new panels, with these just will fit in the tray. There's no modification at all to the machine. It's great. I'm in and out of there. I could probably just send it to you, except I have to show you how to use everything.
That's what mine
But
was.
yeah, hers was like that. So, so when did we do your installation?
May 23rd.
She remember? I don't remember.
No, it's because it says it on every one that got transferred over.
Okay, one more quick question because
What
we
day
do
did
have
you
to
take the
ship.
film?
Okay.
May 23rd.
What? How much does the software? Separate from this is the analysis software, correct? Or is that included in the
It's all included. Software comes with it. You don't pay extra for it. It's not like some people that want to sell you software to analyze your Atlas films.
Okay.
Oh.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Gary is one of my favorite. Here, let me roll that.
No, yeah.
Gary is one of my favorite people because he really has a massive heart for missions. Have any of you guys ever been on one of his missions trips yet? Dr. Steve? And have any of you guys ever been on missions trips with Sean and Lacey yet? You've been on with both?
This is the mission guy.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, I'll
That's
tell you
awesome.
something about mission trips. I'll give you 2 minutes. It's okay. Because it's really good. My friend Pete Morgan has been doing trips for 1 million years. And he kept asking me to go and go and go. And I'm always busy, and I'm always busy. And then there was the earthquake down there, which is now 8 years ago. So after that, I said, all right, I'll go. So I went down. And once I went once, that was it. And for me, it filled that gap in my life. And the gap was, even though I give away services, I don't charge my full fee to everybody. If someone can't, you do what you can to help people, right? But then on the news, I hear about these disasters. I'm saying, well, what am I doing to help those people? How can I help those people? And I always felt like I'm giving, but in my own comfort. Right? I'm giving where it's easy to give. It's easy to give money, but not easy to give time. So once I started going there, it kind of filled that gap for me of doing both. And when you go down there, you literally adjust. They literally line up down the road. Thousands of people. We've had weeks where a group of us would adjust 30,000 people in a week. Crazy, crazy stuff. Now, I'm not setting up my machine and taking x-rays. It's a little different kind of adjustment. But these people are so grateful. And when you see large numbers of people, you know what else you see? You get miracles happening right in front of your eyes. And there's miracles happening in our offices every day, but we don't always see them. But when you have so many people in front of you, you really, I mean, it's like in your face. People that are blind that are seeing, things like that. People that are deaf that are hearing, right there in front of you. It's the wildest thing. So I would recommend going to mission trips anywhere. I mean, wherever you go in the world. India.
If they want to find out where your trips are and how to get involved, how can they do that?
Well, I don't have trips. I just do stuff I do down there. But Dr. Morgan has trips down to Haiti. It's called Cairo Mission, Dr. Morgan, I think, something like that. So he has those trips. If you want, I'll give you his phone and number afterwards. But it's not expensive. But I'll tell you, it will change you forever, even if you go once.
Isn't yours Wellness for All?
Wellness for All Foundation, that's another foundation that we raise money to build this orphanage and to put these kids in school. So we have 30 kids that we've been taking care of, rotating them for the last 5 years. But we just built our own building, which just opened last week. So if you want to see some pictures of that, on a break, I have them on my phone. But anyway.
And you'll be at the social tonight too?
Yes, I will be there
so
tonight.
If you want to ask more or get involved in anything with him, please reach out with him at the social tonight. But thank you so much.
My
That was
pleasure.
awesome.
Thank you.